Welcome back to Astrology, Angels, and more. I'm your host, Mary Silvernail. Thank you for tuning in to our show. Today is March the 12th, 2025. Happy St. Patrick's Day that's coming up, everyone. Erin go bragh. That means Ireland forever. You know, with St. Patrick's Day, whenever St. Patrick's Day comes around, I always think of Bridget, St. Bridget. You know, St. Bridget works very strongly with Archangel Michael, and I'll explain that a little bit to you, but let me give you a little bit of her history. She is a dearly beloved saint of Ireland, and she was born 450. That was the year she was born. After she heard St. Patrick speak, she devoted her entire life to giving whatever she had to those in need. She helped the poor with a loving and open heart, yet is also known for her extreme courage and also as a warrior. Originally, St. Bridget, was a highly respected Celtic goddess in ancient Ireland. And in the 5th century, she was adopted by the Catholic Church as St. Bridget. She is the combination of protector, warrior, mother, loving and healing us in her feminine ways. Bridget is the female equivalent of Archangel Michael, and together they work beautifully with that masculine and feminine energy, especially for protection and healing. They are very loving guides, and they give us the courage that we need. So whenever you feel you need courage and empowerment, and especially what's going on in this world today during these times, just ask Archangel Michael to stand with you on your left side and Bridget to stand with you on your right side. They'll encourage you and support you in all your endeavors. Many times you may possibly feel a sensation of heat from their fiery powers. Both Archangel Michael and St. Bridget are known for coming to your side instantaneously when called upon for help. There's a fire that burns in Ireland for St. Bridget, that they always keep the flame of St. Bridget burning. But anyway, so if you need some really good motivation, feel you need protection, also healing, call upon Bridget and Michael. Okay, now let's talk about what's coming up this month, because it's a very, very interesting month astrologically. A lot going on, some very interesting things that we have never seen in our lifetime before astrologically. But for right now, I'm going to first give you your horoscope for each sign, each of the 12 signs. Realize this is for your sun sign or your rising sign. If you know your rising sign, then all you do is listen to first your sun sign. So maybe you were born under the sun of Aries, but maybe the time of day you were born was at the time of Leo. So listen to both Aries and Leo if that's the case for you. So Aries, your Aries energy is really in high gear. Utilize your energies in a very productive manner. And by the way, you're going to hear from someone from your past, but don't fall for the same old song and dance. Taurus, your focus is on making money. That is great. Just leave a little room for some fun too, Taurus. A little romantic weekend getaway can do wonders for both you and your partner. Gemini, you're a shining star this month in both career and personal life. Don't float too far off the ground, though, Gemini. There are also some serious issues at hand, so stay focused. Cancer, you find very creative ways to make extra money. Short trips pay off greatly. Leo, your feelings regarding a love relationship are changing. Sure, changing. Allow yourself to get in touch with your inner knowing for answers through meditation. The answers will come, Leo. Virgo, everything finally comes to a head. There's no more wavering. You must make a decision. Trust yourself. You're very insightful. Libra, keep that upbeat, loving feeling flowing this month. You're noticed in the workplace by higher ups. You really will be going places if you stay upbeat. Scorpio, focus on what makes you happy and brings a smile to your face. Release the melancholy and live your life. Now is the time for real estate transactions also. Sagittarius, the universe is smiling on your love life. Make the most of it, Sag. Socialize, socialize, socialize. Party, party, party. You may just meet your soulmate under these stars. Capricorn, you're the social butterfly this month. Be sure to get enough rest, though. Since your energy level is very low, take care of yourself because no one else will. Aquarius, you're a completely different person than you were a year ago. You have evolved to a new heightened awareness. Now fly. Pisces, happy birthday, Pisces. It's your month to shine. After the 22nd, you have the clarity of thought to move quickly forward to beautiful new beginnings, but have faith. Now, here's some special planetary aspects for March. Now, we said happy birthday to all you Pisceans out there. Now, Pisces is the 12th and final sign of the zodiac with Neptune as its ruling planet. Pisces gemstones that are very lucky for Pisces are turquoise, sugarlight, amethyst, and cobalt. The color of turquoise is associated with the sign of Pisces. Pisceans are highly intuitive, very psychic people, spiritual individuals. Many possess the gift of prophetic dreaming. They are also dreamy, imaginative, creative, sensitive, and lovers of art and poetry. Right before the show, I was talking to a wonderful Piscean that I work with here in the studio. So happy birthday coming up, Terry. You're a wonderful Piscean. So now, since March the 1st, Venus has been retrograde in Aries. But on March 13th, the sun in Pisces, which is tomorrow, okay? The sun in Pisces will be sextile Uranus in Taurus. If you're looking for a spark of inspiration, this is it. Unexpected insights or opportunities may come along, especially if you're open to new possibilities. New possibilities are really key for this month. Flexibility is key here. Expect the unexpected. We've been living through a lot of unexpected times, haven't we all? Well, there's a lot more to come. But please don't fret, because it is all going to even out. We actually do have very lucky stars in the universe right now, shining down on the earth. March 14th is the full moon. It's a lunar eclipse in Virgo. This eclipse brings the Virgo themes of organization, healing, and letting go into focus. What is no longer serving you? You need to ask yourself this question. What is no longer serving you in this lifetime? This is a great moment to clear physical or emotional clutter and make space for something better. Transformation, big time transformation with this lunar eclipse in Virgo. It's also the blood moon. Even early this morning, the moon, if you had seen it very early this morning, it appeared red. It's called the blood moon. Now, March 15th, Mercury begins its retrograde period. And then Mercury will station retrograde all the way through April the 6th. I mean, really, it's only a few weeks, okay? And it just means that it's a time to slow down and double check the details, whether it's miscommunications or maybe some technology issues, but patience will be your best friend. Use this time to revisit unfinished projects instead of starting new ones. So it's a time to finish up, okay? So now on March 17th, the moon in Scorpio squares Pluto in Aquarius. St. Patrick's Day. Emotions run deep. I mean, really deep. Something hidden is coming to the surface. Now, understand, this is not just for individuals individually. We're talking about for the world. There's a lot of hidden things that are coming to the surface. And this is something that I had predicted quite a while ago. And boy, believe me, this is the year that it's happening. It's an opportunity to transform and release what's been holding you back. Now, here we go. March 20th at 5:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the spring equinox. Precise moment of the sun's rays shine directly on the equator. The Aries season begins, which is the sun entering the sign of Aries. Welcome to the astrological new year. Aries season is all about boldness, action, and fresh starts, new beginnings. It's time to embrace your inner fire and take the lead on whatever inspires you the most. The spring equinox, which is the first day of spring, the ancients believed that the new year actually began with the spring equinox. And I'll tell you, I happen to agree with that. Let's see. All astrological influences are magnified at that time. At that time, March 20th especially. But realize we're already building up to it. And then even after it passes, the energies are still there, but especially on March 20th. March 22nd, just 2 days after the equinox, Venus Casimir, that is an astrological term. Now, this is very interesting, so please listen to what I'm going to explain to you here. The Sun conjunct Venus in Aries. This is really big. Venus enters the heart of the sun at 2 degrees, Aries, and is also sextiling, which is another astrological term, Pluto in Aquarius. Bottom line, what does it mean, right? No one living on this planet has ever felt this particular energy, as it's been 200 plus years since Pluto was last in Aquarius. This is a very beautiful time for all themes of Venus. Venus, the planet of love, the planet of peace, the planet of giving us what we desire. It highlights self-reflection around your own, in particular, values and how you present yourself to the world, as well as long-term relationships, art, beauty, and money, all the things that Venus rules. Venus asks you to turn inward. What parts of yourself do you want to honor more fully? That's a pretty heavy question that many people go through a lifetime and don't ask themselves. This is the time to do it. Be honored that you're living in this particular time that you have chosen to live in, because you're getting to experience this. This is just the beginning in a beautiful and supported Venus cycle that will span 10 months. So be sure to see where this particular transit falls in your own personal birth chart. What area of your life? Celebrate your progress, but use this energy to reassess your priorities and make sure your actions align with your true desires. It's a lot of time for reflection and transformation here this month. Have you noticed that? But do you realize how lucky we are to be alive during this particular aspect astrologically? We just came through the whole parade of planets, the lineup of the planets in the heavens, 7 planets lined up. I mean, have you ever heard of such a thing? My goodness. March 25th, Black Moon Lilith enters Scorpio. Lilith in Scorpio invites us to confront themes of power. Now think about what's going on in the world too here, okay? Confronting themes of power, vulnerability, and authenticity. This transit encourages you to reclaim parts of yourself you may have hidden or suppressed, especially the raw, unapologetic parts of you. Now, on March 29th, the new moon, the solar eclipse, so we have 2 eclipses this month going on here. Now, tell me this energy isn't really heavy, right? Big, important, changes. This is what creates the changes here on this earth. The new moon, the solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th. This new moon solar eclipse is a powerful invitation to set bold intentions for the future. Aries energy is all about leadership, courage, and fresh starts. Ask yourself, what do I want to create in this next chapter of my life? Ask yourself these questions, seriously. Think about them. I just want to give a warning here to the empaths. Be aware that this month the energies are flowing on deeper levels than usual, gratefully mostly harmonious. So holding smoky quartz, crystal, or onyx in your hand while meditating can disperse any negativity. then perhaps working with some rose quartz, helping you connect back to all that is good through its pink heart energy, bringing pure love, joy, and peace. And rose quartz is the stone of Venus, the stone of love, of peace. Your work, I'm going to quote here Abraham, who channeled by Esther Hicks. Your work is to clarify and purify your vision so that the vibration that you are offering can then be answered. Happy spring and blessed new beginnings. And, you know, it's very interesting to me that right before this show tonight, I was having that conversation with that wonderful Piscean friend of mine here in the studio, plus our guest that is honoring us tonight to appear. And she is also an empath, and she was talking to me about all these energies she's feeling this month. And she's been on our show before, and this is going to be a very interesting show. We're going to be talking about the signs, the symbols, omens. These are all things that are very important right now at this time on Earth to be aware of, that can guide you and help you. So I'm very happy to introduce our guest tonight, Valarie Hecht, Reiki Master, photographer. Introduce yourself, Valarie. Tell us what you do.
Hi, Mary. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me on your show again. I really enjoy it. Hi, Brian in the booth. Hey, everybody. I brought pictures, and we're going to talk about, you picked a great show for me, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Signs.
I knew it would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see signs, and I photograph what I see.
Yeah.
And I am an empath. You did mention the empath. The energies are really intense. And when we feel them, we can discern what they mean to us. And when I feel a pull that there's something in the sky I need to look at, I will go out and look, and I'll take my camera with me. And I encourage everyone to do this, because if you feel that energy, there's something there calling to you. You follow your intuition,
Yes.
and you will find your signs. They will be waiting for you, and if you expect them to be there, they're going to be there.
Yes, they will.
Yes.
And pay attention to them and honor them, and don't dismiss them,
Right.
saying, I'm imagining this.
Right. Because if you acknowledge the signs you're receiving, Spirit knows you're going to be receiving when they give them to you.
Exactly.
If you're going to brush past them, you're not going to receive them,
It's true.
So I encourage everyone to look at the pictures you've already taken. If you feel like something has pulled you took a picture of it, look again. After I show you how Spirit presents these signs, you may find that you have your own, and they'll be there. And the more you look, the more you will see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of them, of your pictures, they're in the sky.
Yes.
The cloud formations, right? The
Yes.
moon, the light. And they're really beautiful. So, Brian, can you show us some of Valarie's pictures, or you want to show us, Valarie?
Oh,
What you want to start with?
That was a beautiful picture taken at a campground. My friend was visiting, and we had a nice campground, whatever camping experience, and we noticed there were people across in the campsite across from us, and they were having an issue. I was walking around taking pictures. I saw this amazing cloud in the sky that looked to me like God's hands. as if two hands were together, and he was trying to have someone help his other children. The people I was talking about, they were in some stressful times. They were living in the campground in a pop-out trailer, and it was a mother and 3 children.
Oh my gosh.
And she didn't have any gas money. She didn't have anything. She was really suffering. And what happened was I went home, my friends found out that she was in these dire straits, and they started, giving food and whatever they could, and they got me involved, and I came back, and I looked at the picture and I said, "Were you praying to Jesus for help?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "That's who's answering you, because in the cloud itself, I don't know if you can tell here, but right in this area here, there is like an opening that's shaped like a crucifix."
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I point that out is when we ask for help, when we're praying, the clouds actually respond, and there's science behind it.
Yes.
It's cymatics and quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
And then the connection to Holy Spirit, it's like it makes a trinity, and you have all the signs. You see
Beautiful,
it play
right?
out.
Well, Thomas Knight's
Yes.
Templar,
Mm-hmm.
and the show and shows that we do together and things. But we're also very good friends, and we're always sharing what we see in the sky because it appears.
Yeah.
He has some really wonderful pictures himself, and I've taken pictures over the years. But it's the truth. It presents itself.
Yes.
Exactly. Absolutely. But if you dismiss it,
You lose out.
yeah,
You miss
you're
out.
losing out. That's right.
And
That's beautiful, though. And the story behind that is absolutely beautiful.
if you notice that there's something pulling you in the sky, you know that the clouds, they change form, they morph, you know, and they will morph into exactly what you're expecting. Because in
Yes.
quantum physics, the observer affects the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely.
and it's all energy. It's
Mhm.
all energy.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Do you have another one to show us?
What do you got, Brian? Okay.
Oh, I
You were
love that.
talking about the eclipse energy. This was April 4th of 2024. We just had that beautiful solar eclipse, and I received a sign on the sun. I'm very energy sensitive, and the sun
Yes,
putting
you
out the solar flares, so I can hear them. So if I'm feeling weird, I'll go to the website, the Solar Dynamics Observatory. It's a government site, taxpayers pay for it. And you can see what the sun is up to. And I went there and I looked at the coronal hole, and I said, "That's not a coronal hole, that's a sign." Because what was on there looked to me like a hand holding a staff, and at the top something winged. And I knew from looking at the sun that Jesus was going to appear during the eclipse. I knew it. And this appeared on the sun about 10 days before. I'll let you look at that. About 10 days before the eclipse. So I was preparing for it.
Wow. Wow.
And so the 3 shapes that are on that picture were the 3 shapes that he appeared in my pictures on
Right
that date.
there.
Yes.
Yeah, and also, I have to tell you, that picture in particular is very special to me, I think, as you know. And the reason is because it happened on the portal of 4-4. And 4-4-4, or any combination of 4s, is extremely important to myself, and also Thomas Knight's Templar, because he and I work with Archangel Ariel.
Mhm.
And Ariel is kind of like our mascot. Seriously, she's the one who, came to us, working with us. And for you to, because I see it right over there, you have the picture you're giving me of that particular shot you took on 4/4.
Yes.
And I'm just so delighted. Thank you, Valarie.
Oh.
Thank you. Valarie is a wonderful artist, absolutely wonderful artist. She's an empathic artist. That's truly what, So what else do you have?
Oh my goodness.
You have so much. She brought a lot of pictures.
What do you have? Oh.
Yeah.
This was a part of a series of pictures, and what you're looking on the screen is I went to the park because I was feeling a dark energy pulling on me, and I needed help from Jesus. So I grabbed my beach chair and I went over to the park and I put my toes in the sand and I looked at the sky. Help me, Jesus. I need you to cut the energy from this dark being that keeps pulling on me. So I'm just sitting there enjoying the sun and the clouds, and I look up and it kind of looks like an angel in the sky, and then all of a sudden the wind picks up, and the angel's still, but from behind me, this wind comes straight towards the angel and is like meeting her face to face. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I couldn't really see very well, so I just took my phone and took shots all over. What I looked at when I came home was, it looked to me as it morphed into Jesus cutting away those energetic ties, and then the rest of the pictures I have shows like he went through, like cut that out of me. And I felt so much better after he did that.
Explain to the audience how they can see that.
Okay.
Do you have a picture here that you could hold up, maybe?
Actually,
I thought you did.
I have it on the front of my book.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. So Brian, can we just look at this picture, please? Okay, so Valarie can point.
So if you imagine that this is the head of Jesus, this would be his arm coming down this way and like holding a knife to cut that energy away.
I see that.
And then he kind of goes through, it's backwards, he goes through me and goes out or goes through that angel and just kind of cut that negative energy away. And I want to tell you, Mary, I only change the contrast and stuff on my picture. I will never change what's substantially in the picture, because I feel if I did that, it would be wrong.
Absolutely.
And I would lose the ability to do this.
Well, you don't want to mess with that, Val.
So I want to make sure everybody knows, like, I have all my originals, I know digital images.
I know that about you. You know, Valarie, when you mentioned about the wind coming along, as a Native American healer, shaman, what I do, one of the things I do is prayer bundles. Okay, and I create that with someone when someone has a problem or they need bad things just have been happening in their life, like one after another. They come and they sit with me, and we create this prayer bundle together. And then they take it home. Okay, after the blessing and everything, they take it home and they actually burn it. Now, the reason is because the burning of the prayer bundle sends the smoke up into the heavens that literally changes the winds in their life to change the direct. Sometimes we just have a bad wind, and we need to turn it around. So when you're talking about that wind that you felt, oh yeah, you got me. Yes. Okay. I'm in agreement with that.
Well,
beautiful.
There was definitely something pulling on me, something dark pulling on me.
Yeah.
I was playing on my tablet a little video poker game, and I'm just sitting there enjoying the game, and the wind kicks up outside. I'm in my living room in my apartment by the front window, and the wind starts to growl, and there is this guttural growl, and the lights flashed. I'm like, I grab my cross, I'm like Sage, and I'm like, be gone, Satan. Oh my goodness, it was scary. So I really felt like I needed.
Yeah, it's
I
not
needed
funny.
Jesus. No,
No.
but he showed up.
Yes, he did. Doesn't he always?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
Always. Amen.
Yes.
So, what? Oh, wow. What else do you have, Val?
What do you got, Brian? You got a picture for us? Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. This was down in Rockledge, Florida, actually. And I have quite a few pictures now of Jesus. And I expected him to be waiting for me in Florida when I drove down there, because the pictures I had of him before were over the Indian River. So when I was going back down there to visit, I'm like, okay, Jesus, you got to be down there. So when I went in the morning to take pictures, I noticed what looked like an angel up in the top middle. And then I noticed, as I was changing the contrast, that circle on the right, and it looked like the etheric waters, and Jesus was jumping in to test the waters. You see how there's a ring? You know, like when you jump in the water, a ring goes around. And it looks like the shape of him jumping in.
Do you have that one?
I don't think I do. I might have it in my book.
Okay.
But
I see it. I mean, when we were looking at it in the control room with Brian before, Brian and I could see it. We were looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
But if not...
Oh, I have a couple of shapes of angels. They have a telltale shape. You can see. Oh, here we go.
There. See?
Right.
I had a feeling you had it.
Okay.
Brian's
Yes.
going to show it. Okay.
Okay. This was the angel shape that I started to focus in on. It's like, that kind of looks like an angel,
Yeah.
And then I had taken the picture, and then to the side was this thing. And it's kind of hard to see here, but it's like a circle, like he jumped into the water to test the water.
Very interesting.
Yeah, testing the waters.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So Valarie gets the majority of her signs through the clouds and through the ethers. Sometimes a sign can come to you like maybe even like the rainbow behind us here.
Right.
A rainbow is truly good luck. And that can be a sign that's in the heavens that's like very blatant to see. There's been times that Tommy and I have been having a conversation about something very important, and all of a sudden either a rainbow would appear to him or a rainbow would appear to me or whatever, and we would have our answer. It would confirm, that you're on the right track.
Yeah.
I mean, signs and symbols, there's all kinds of signs and symbols. Numbers that come up. Crows. Oh, the animal symbols are tremendous. Yeah, I love the crows.
I heard that if a crow lands on your left, there's something to be concerned about. If it lands in front of you, you're on the correct path. And if it lands to the right, you're in for something good. Does that sound right?
Yeah, well, yes, and that's how it's interpreted. I have to tell you, as far as the raven and crows have always been extremely spiritual and lucky for me. When we were having our house built, we're going back 20-some years ago, when we were having our house built, the people in the neighborhood, because we have a very high peak on the house, were all commenting about the fact that all the black birds were landing up on the peak of my house. But that's for protection. I work with them, because, a lot of times people think that the crow is something to be afraid of, or the raven. Absolutely not.
Messenger.
That's the messenger from the other side. They fly from, they go in between the worlds to give us the messages. Absolutely. There's nothing. People that are of a very high level of spirituality are usually the ones that work with the crows, you know? But all the animals give us totem medicine, give us energy. But seeing a butterfly, if you see a butterfly, that means, especially if you start noticing them a lot, that means transformation. There's transformation coming to your life. And of course, numbers. Numbers are very, very, very important. Numbers are vibration. Everything is vibration, right?
Yes.
Like what you were talking about
Everything
before.
is energy.
With the, with the quantum physics. Go ahead.
I'm always
else
looking
you have?
up the angel numbers
Yeah.
because I'm always seeing they come so often. So thank you.
I know. Or, you know, lots of times, not just the angels giving you a message, but it could be a loved one from the other side.
You told me of your friend who has the cardinal knocking on her window.
Yes. And by the way, he still comes to her.
Wow.
But it isn't just that he knocks on her window. She lives in a very big house. Whatever room she goes to, he comes.
Follows
you know?
her around.
Isn't that wonderful?
I love
Isn't
it.
that wonderful? Well,
Yes.
she gets messages. She gets messages from heaven,
Yes.
from that particular cardinal, and it's really it's quite beautiful.
I have seen actually recently in the news flocks of crows landing in an area before a disaster. So when you see like a sky full of crows, you know, just I guess be aware, you know.
Oh no, it could also be good luck.
Okay.
Okay, it's just
I guess it depends on how you're feeling, how you're reading the energy.
and how you interpret it. You know, actually, back in the ancient times, the crows sometimes would mean war. That's true. Okay. However, the crows would work with the goddesses for helping with the strength for the warriors, you see. So, you know, you can, you're right, you can look at it either way. You can look, but I happen to love crows.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Good messengers.
What else do we have, Valerie? We have a lot, right?
We have another picture?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I told you about the story about Jesus cutting that demon away.
Yes.
Okay. The demon came back, and if you see the bottom left corner, he's more comical looking. Well, you didn't see the demon in the first one, but he came back and he was pulling on my energy. I do have a picture of him looking really mean. But when he came back, I'm walking around, see the demon there. He's only got one horn. He looks a little comical. I said, where is Jesus? He's got to be here. And then I looked up further, and there he was. And he said, you cannot have her, demon. Her tab is paid. And he brought receipts. He brought the cross.
He
brought the cross. That's receipts.
The cross is very, very evident.
Yes.
In that particular picture.
Yes.
It really, 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 really is. Yeah. You know, I mean, and our audience, you know, all of you out there, you can just look up at the sky, ask a question, ask God to help you with something, and just ask a question, ask the angels to help you. They'll appear. They will absolutely appear. And, you know, sometimes the sky is filled with angels. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I have
So
a
it isn't
picture
like one
called
particular
Sky Full of Angels.
Okay, of course she does. See? So do you have that picture?
I actually do.
Oh, good. Okay, Valerie will find that particular
It's
picture.
funny that you mentioned that because Sky Full of Angels was like one of the first pictures I took where they were showing me something. It was a slice of my teenage life. I don't know if you can see. There is an angel shape here, big one. I'm falling off a horse that's running that way. I actually experienced this. I was
Here, hold it up in front of so the audience can see.
Okay.
And tell them what you just showed
All right.
me.
This is just in Cocoa, Florida. Okay. It's a sunset. And up here is what looks like a little skunk and a horse's head. Here's the rider. That's me. And down here is an angel and another angel. And here is a close-up of that. Okay. Oh, geez. It's hard to do. Okay.
I see it.
Can you see it?
Yes, I see it.
Am I doing it right?
Absolutely.
Oh, this is tough.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is the big angel over here. And then there's a smaller one. And the horse is running this way. It's just like a shadow. It looks like a horse running away. And it looks like a rider is falling backwards. Now, I was out in the field on the farm where I grew up. I was with my friend. We were out riding the horse after dinner, my horse, and all of a sudden the sun went down. It got really dark really fast. There was no moon or anything. I said, we have to get back to the barn. And it was very hard to see. It was so dark. So we're walking back towards the barn in the field, and there's a big area of tall grass, and all of a sudden it flattens out. It's like, what in the world is that? And we couldn't make out what it was. My horse was startled. He's standing there.
My goodness.
His nostrils are flaring, and I'm trying to see. I see some movement, and it kind of looked like a cockatiel. And I'm like, what in the world is a cockatiel doing out? And as soon as I thought that, something in my head said skunk, and I pulled the horse away before he could register skunk, or we got sprayed.
Oh.
So something told me skunk, I pulled away, and it didn't happen. So the angels saved us, because we would have been thrown, I would have been falling back, but the angels were there. And there's one more thing I have to tell you, Mary.
Yes.
In that picture, there is a what looks like a little spaceship right here in cloud formation, and next to it is a question mark.
Show the audience.
It's
Thank you.
tough to see.
I know, it's hard to see.
But right
Oh,
here.
there it is.
Yeah.
See where she's pointing?
It's a little, what looks like a spaceship and a question mark next to it, and I couldn't figure out what that meant. This picture was taken in 2005.
20 years ago.
Here's the skunk, here's the horse, here's the rider, and the spaceship. Okay, it wasn't a spaceship. When I went back down to Florida, I drove down, my SUV had a problem. I ended up buying a car that looked exactly like that. It's an Elantra. And I bought that car, and where that spaceship that looks exactly like the car I bought is directly over the dealership. Where
that picture that you took.
The picture, that car, that looks like my little spaceship. Looks like my little car.
Yeah.
In 2023, I bought that, but the picture was from 2005.
Yeah, didn't you have to buy a car on the way back from Florida?
Yes.
I remember that. And that's that car?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
When the salesman pulled up with that, I said, that's the car. That's my car. I knew
Talk about
it.
a sign.
Really was. And then I needed protection. I had a angel feather or a feather I put in my car, and I needed that protection on the way home. And I got it, because I could have had an accident, but they were protecting me.
Well, feathers is another symbol that the angels, sometimes you'll find a feather depending on what color the feather is. What color was
That
your
was
feather?
white.
Oh, it was a white one. That's very, very nice. Different color feathers mean different things. You can Google it. You can look it up. There's a lot of different ways, and also then there's synchronicities, right? So now what you were just talking about where the cloud was that looked just like the car, but yet it was over that dealership and all of that. Okay, somebody else might say, oh, that's a coincidence, right, Valarie? But you realized that was not a coincidence. That was a synchronicity. There's a big difference.
Especially with the little question mark next to
right.
it.
Oh, my goodness.
They're funny.
Oh, my goodness. So when people see, that is something that seems like a coincidence in your life, take notice. Especially, if you start keeping track of these coincidences, you're going to realize they're not coincidences, that they're really sometimes warnings or prophecy or just comforting you, right? So that all depends. It might be a sign from the angels. What you were talking about before, the way that the winds changed, and then you were talking about how dark it got at one point, right?
Goodness.
Okay. So the weather is another source of symbols and omens and having signs. So you need to pay attention to these things. Now, the reason I picked the rainbow behind us is because that really means hope and promises and divine blessings. When you see a rainbow, it means divine blessings. Storms can sometimes denote emotional turmoil, or a cleansing is needed, or a change is needed, right? Like the winds have to change. And clear skies can bring clarity and peace into your life. You ever go outside in the morning sometime and you see that this sky is really crystal blue? Don't you love that when you go out and you find that the morning sky is that way? I sure do.
That happens when I have no problems. There's no class. There's no one having to save me.
I know. That's when that happens. Yes. That was cute. Because then there's no clouds to give you your messages and everything. But, you should pay attention to your feelings during these moments. Valarie already does, but I suggest that maybe you start paying attention to your feelings that come up. Like what Valarie was explaining, that she was sitting there that one day, minding her own business, playing a little game on her iPad or whatever, and suddenly it
I have to tell you, it got really scary. And when I hit deal, it went 66684.
Shh! You should not have said that number in my presence.
Oh, no. I'll show you a picture
I'm really serious. Look, because I truly believe that numbers are vibrations. Yeah. Glad you added another number at the end, but still, I got to tell you something. I go to Dunkin' Donuts. If you order a medium coffee and you order a donut and then they add on the tax, that's the number that comes up. Okay? No, I'm really serious. Well, at one point, so then I just stopped ordering the donut, which, hey, that was better for me anyway. But my point is, okay, that it's vibrations. And see what you just said? So, but you have to really you have to take notice of your feelings. Just like if you find a feather on the ground, take the notice of your feelings. Don't say, oh, well, just happens to be there. No, it's there for you if you're coming across it. Or coins, when you find coins. Many times, you know how they say pennies from heaven? A lot of times, if it's a dime, it's maybe a loved one that was a woman that had passed, But what else do you have to add? Because we're running out of time pretty soon. We have 2 minutes left.
Okay. Well, signs can come through people. They will say things that are just fit so perfectly for what you need to hear, and they don't even realize they're delivering a message.
They will be the messenger at that time. Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes, the angels, they step in to someone
Mhm.
in your presence and happen to say what they have to say, and then the angel steps out.
Wow.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Can I tell you, that just happened for me, not yesterday, it was the day before, with a client in my office. And I mean, I'm there helping that person,
Mhm.
but yet there was like two things that person had said that just helped me perfectly.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yes.
it's always a matter of give and take, always the balance and all that. What would you like to add? We have 1 minute left.
Oh, just that, well, signs, movies, the movie Signs,
Yeah.
with Mel Gibson, talking about, what do you actually believe? Do you feel that, someone is there to help you, or do you feel like you're all alone? And from what I've seen, we have tons of help. All you have to do is
Yes.
ask.
There it is. There it is. There it is. And those are the signs that are given to you that you are not alone.
Yes.
You are never alone. The angels are always with you. Always, always with you. Look, I'd like to thank you all for watching the show, Astrology, Angels, and More. You can watch all our shows on YouTube. Also, you can watch in Staten Island on TV on Spectrum and Fios. And we really would appreciate you following us on YouTube.
And hit the like button.
And yes, hit the like
Hit
button.
the like
Thank
button.
you. And many, 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 many bright blessings. And Valarie and I are now going to send some beautiful Reiki energy your way. Holy fire of the Holy Spirit of God. God bless you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's.